Hi guys, I'm back with another video and today I'm sharing with you this pink to white gradient or ombre baby boomer with rhinestones nail art. It's a whole mouthful to call this nail art, but I'm starting off with clean nails, so make sure they're completely oil free and nail polish free, and start off with a base coat and a white opaque nail polish. I'm using one by Catrice number 15 Milky Bay, and you can easily just pull the bigger cap off if you prefer working like that, and just paint your nails in two opaque coats. Oh, and don't forget to cap off the edges as well. You know the drill, I always do that to make sure my manicure lasts really long and doesn't chip that fast. And just wait a little bit until the first coat is almost completely dry, and then just continue with the second thin layer. You don't have to be like super precise because you can always clean up with a little bit nail polish remover and a brush, or just remove it with your other nails. So here you see me just tidying up the lines a little bit more around the cuticle area. This is not something you have to do at this point because we're going to stamp, but first of all I always try to like draw out what I want on which finger, because if I don't do that I get kind of confused while making the manicure, and it may turn out completely different when I don't write it down first. So I'm using 3 polishes, 2 pink ones and the same white we used before, and I'm just going to use a little piece of like triangular makeup sponge, and you just want to apply a good amount of polish to the sponge because the sponge actually soaks up a lot of the moist from the nail polish. So you just want to apply a few decent layers on the sponge before you dab it onto your nail. So start off with a darker pink first, then I went in with a medium one, and on the tip I added another layer of the white. And the reason why I added an opaque white layer first to the nail is so you don't have to spend that much time getting your gradient or ombre effect perfectly. So you don't have to dab onto your nails as much. And when you feel like you're running out of polish on your makeup sponge, just reload it with a decent amount of polish once again. So just kind of slap it on, if you know what I mean. And you can of course do this with any color you like. I really wanted to make like a baby boomer nail for actually the first time in my life that I'm making this like pink to white ombre. I usually go for a lot of blues, purples, sometimes even green, or I might even do like a pink, purple and a yellow or something. I've never made nails like this before, or at least not with the white on the tips. I have done it before with like the pink on the tips, but as you can see I kind of messed up my ring finger, so I decided to just do that all over again because one of my cat's hairs got into it and I tried to take it off, but I messed up the entire like base layer. So I'm just going to take it off with a little bit of my favorite Essence nail polish remover. This one is acetone free, so it's a little bit more soft to the nails. And before you go on apply the white polish and the gradient again, just make sure you apply a good amount of base coat again. And while my base coat is drying, I actually already started cleaning up my cuticles. You could prevent like having to clean up this much by using some tape or just some liquid latex, but I really don't like liquid latex. It really smells bad, and I just can't stand the smell, you know. It is so bad. Maybe if you have like some tips of liquid latex or something like that which doesn't have that really bad smell, please let me know in the comments down below. And this is the gradient effect for now, and I'm going to apply a good amount of top coat to smooth the entire surface of the nail so all the colors blend in really nicely. And as you can see, my thumbnail is still really short, like for me at least, but this gradient effect also looks really cute on shorter nails. And here I'm just applying a good decent amount of top coat to the nails, and of course don't forget to cap off the edges as well. Some people forget to cap off their edges or just don't do it like in general, and I always get asked questions like, how come your manicures last so long? And this is the reason why they last so long. I use a good base coat, I cap off the edges with nail polish, and I cap off the edges with top coat as well. Just try and see what works best for you. Some people just have really soft, like flimsy bendable nails. If you have nails like that, it's kind of hard to make your nail polish last that long, because once your nail bends, it actually like pushes off the nail polish. But we're going on with the next step of the tutorial, and I'm adding silver colored rhinestones in the still wet top coat. And I'm just going to place them wherever I want them to be. I kind of went off of my plan, which I showed you on the little piece of paper before, because I wanted to do like a little like swirl with diamonds or like rhinestones around the cuticle on the ring finger and on the middle finger, but I switched it up a little bit. But for now I'm just putting like a medium to big sized rhinestone on the pinky nail, the pointer finger, and the thumbnail to like make it all like one cohesive design. And just apply a little bit more top coat if you feel like it needs a little bit more adhesive, if you know what I mean. You could also use nail glue if you want to, but I feel like nail glues, they're not my best friend. They tend to like stain my nail, like go through all the layers of polish and stain my nail really bad. I feel like it damages the nail more, like when I compare it to using a top coat as an adhesive. So I personally prefer using a top coat as like a nail glue. And here I was just putting out some of the rhinestones I wanted to use. I didn't want to like tilt the little container where the rhinestones were in, because as you can see I have a ton of rhinestones in there and I only wanted to use the pure silver ones. So these are like a transparent rhinestone with a silver backing. I really like these. They're not completely opaque silver, but only a silver backing. And here you can see on the middle finger I was just going with whatever I thought was pretty. I kind of went off of my plan for this design, so you can just go with the flow and apply as much or as little rhinestones as you want to. You could also use some like gold backing rhinestones, or just some black or some multicolored, as you see in the container on the right. I have some multicolored with like silver backings as well. These look really cute. And just do whatever you think is pretty. You could also, because I'm applying rhinestones at the cuticle area, you could also apply rhinestones on the tips of the nail. It's all up to you what you think is pretty. And as you can see, I am applying the rhinestones with one of my tweezers. These are like the bended tweezers, so you have a little bit more like area to work with. Sometimes picking up rhinestones with a tweezer can be a real pain in the butt. So just see if you can find something that works better for you. I just want to like switch up my techniques, because I sometimes use like a wax pencil or like a dotting tool with a little bit of top coat on it to pick the rhinestones up. You can even use your fingers to just apply them, and once I've applied them I'm just going to press them down a little bit firmly with the tweezer or even my finger. And as you can see here, I'm still applying some rhinestones to the middle finger, because I was like, I just want a little bit more. And I'm just doing the same for the ring finger as well. And if you feel like your top coat has dried a little bit too much for the rhinestones to stick in, just apply a little bit more, like less is not more, but more is more, especially with top coat. You don't want to like apply too little top coat. And I felt like I could need a little bit more glitter in my life, so I went with a silver glitter by Catrice. This is from like an older collection, but this collection has the best glitters in my opinion, and I'm only applying that to the ring finger, somewhat more like a gradient glitter effect, like underneath the rhinestones. And we are almost done with this design. Do make sure you like encapsulate your rhinestones a little bit. I won't go over the rhinestones, but just like next to them, to just really fit them nice and tightly, and just make sure they stay put for a really long time. If you want to go over your rhinestones with a top coat, you can, but you might want to know that it might dull the shine of the rhinestones if you do so. So just check it out and see what works best for you and the rhinestones you got. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I might even do like a new gradient nail art later on with some other colors, or maybe with like a matte finish if you'd like to see that. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.